In the cold silence of a maximum security prison, danger lurks, not just behind bars, but within the minds of those who want revenge. A young black police officer, assigned to guard the prison's most dangerous wing, was underestimated the moment she walked through those gates. Whispers spread quickly among the inmates. This officer was different. She carried herself with quiet strength, yet her presence was met with sneers, cruel laughter, and plans whispered in the shadows. What none of them knew was that she wasn't just another officer on duty. She had lived battles far greater than any they could imagine. The real question, who would survive when hatred met resilience? Watch until the end to find out. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Officer Maya Johnson, a determined woman who had spent her entire career walking a fine line between justice and prejudice. Outside the prison walls, Maya knew what it meant to be doubted because of her skin color, to feel the sting of stares that questioned her authority. But she never let it break her. Instead, she rose above it, earning respect from those who truly knew her strength. This assignment, however, was unlike any she had faced before. The prison wing she patrolled held men who had nothing left to lose, convicted killers, gang leaders, and those who believed intimidation was their only weapon. To them, Maya was just another uniform. But to some, she was more than that. She was a black woman in a position of power they despised. As she made her rounds, the air felt heavy. Something wasn't right. The way the prisoners watched her, too quietly, too intently, it was only a matter of time before the tension snapped. The first signs were subtle. A tray was pushed too hard in the cafeteria line, a sarcastic remark that carried more venom than humor. A shadow lingered too long near the bars when she passed. Maya had been trained to recognize the signs of a brewing storm, and here, the storm was building against her. Among the inmates was Derek Cole, a towering gang leader who controlled fear like currency. To him, Maya's presence was an insult. He didn't just see an officer, he saw a black woman defying his sense of control. From the moment she stepped onto his turf, Derek whispered promises of payback to those who followed him. The plan was simple: isolate her, break her, and make an example of her. They waited for the right moment, a night shift when the halls were darker, when fewer eyes could see what was about to unfold. That night, as Maya walked her routine rounds, the atmosphere shifted. The clanging of metal doors seemed louder, the air colder. Suddenly, a shadow moved behind her. Then another. Inmates who should have been asleep were standing, watching, waiting. She reached for her radio, but before she could call it in, the corridor lights flickered. A chilling silence followed. From the darkness, Derek's voice rose, mocking, laced with hate. The trap had been set. She was surrounded, alone, and every eye burned with the hunger to see her fall. Yet what they didn't know, what they couldn't possibly predict, was that Maya was far more prepared than they imagined. The attack came swiftly and brutally. A prisoner lunged, metal shank glinting under the dim light. Another rushed from the side, fists raised. But Maya was no ordinary officer. In one fluid motion, she disarmed the first, twisting his wrist until the weapon clattered to the floor. Her years of combat training, sharpened by discipline and fire, kicked in with deadly precision. The corridor erupted into chaos, shouts, footsteps, the crash of fists against steel. Derek charged, confident his size would overpower her. But Maya's movements were ruthless and calculated. She ducked, countered, and delivered a strike that sent him staggering back. One by one, their confidence was shattered as they realized this wasn't the fragile officer they thought they could break. In that moment, Maya wasn't just fighting for survival, she was fighting every stereotype, every doubt, every shadow of racism that had tried to hold her down. By the time reinforcements arrived, the scene was unforgettable. Derek and his followers lay subdued, groaning in defeat, their rebellion crushed by a woman they had mocked only hours before. The prison corridors carried a silence heavier than before, not of plotting, but of respect, fear, and disbelief. Maya walked away with bruises, but her spirit remained unbroken. In fact, it burned brighter. Her victory was not just about self-defense, it was a statement. A black woman in uniform had stood her ground against hatred and violence, and she had won. Word of the incident spread beyond the prison walls, echoing into conversations about prejudice, resilience, and the strength often overlooked in those society underestimates. This story isn't just about one night in prison. It's about every moment when racism tries to break someone only to be met with unshakable courage. The question remains, how many more battles must be fought before the world learns to respect without the fight? Where are you watching this from? Your city and country. Take care.